Good morning, everyone. I hope everyone is doing well. We're going to get right into it. When you tell a child not to touch the top of a stove, and you keep telling them you're going to get burnt, don't touch it, and you're waving their hand, stop, don't touch it, you'll get burnt. When that child touches that stove, because in most cases they do, and they get burnt, that hand is burnt immediately. They've learned a lesson. That's how I feel about MAGA Trump supporter voters. They have to touch that stove in order to feel that pain of what you're trying to tell them is actually it's hot. Trying to tell people that it was dangerous to vote for Trump because of the Project 2025, women's rights, civil liberties, um, focusing on trying to keep our economy where it was when he came in. That's important. Nope. MAGA touched that stove. And the ones that are feeling that pain, I have absolutely no empathy for. Sorry, not sorry. When you voted for Trump and MAGA as a supporter, as a voter, you made the decision to be okay with the manipulation that has been given to you. Okay? Through the campaign, you heard, I am going to lower prices on day one. That was a promise. At the very end, Elon Musk said, they're going to have to feel some pain, so you need to tell them that. So he came out and says, well, you might have a little pain. There might be a little suffering, but we're going to make it the golden age. To the MAGA voters that have touched that hot stove and now feel it, you're getting what you deserved. And people can get mad at me and say, well, you should have empathy. I am probably one of the most empathetic, sympathetic people that I can be. I am an I am a social service designee for the state. I worked in long-term care as an activity director to make their lives wonderful every day, to the social service director, where I had to make certain that every single department did personal care for each one of these residents. I had to meet with them, make certain that they were applying for it, doing it, whatever. Whether it was from the nursing department, the activity department, dietary department, their therapy, I was in charge to make certain that each and every single resident got the care that I care planned them. The reason I am no longer in that career that I made for myself, that I climbed ladders and struggled and clawed to get and achieved, I stepped out of it because corporations were nothing but money, money, money. Money, 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 money. They did not care about those residents. And I would stand up against the corporation, which I probably shouldn't have. But as an empathetic person, I could not allow myself not to speak out for the residents. So for me to say that I don't have empathy for someone who is suffering, whether financially or physically or eventually, I don't know, health wise, because of this regime, no, I don't. For children in this who did not have a vote, absolutely, I have sympathy for, because their parents are ignorant or stupid. And they are different, ignorant and stupid. For the children who are suffering with the measles because their parents decided not to get them vaccinated, I feel for the children. And hopefully they don't die because we've lost one, right? Do I feel sorry for the towns that have measles? No. The children I do, because it wasn't their decision not to get vaccinated. Hey, take some horse warmer. It'll help everything, right? Oh, now it's what? Vitamin A or D? I can't remember because it's stupid. Stupidity. No, I have no empathy for stupidity. I have no empathy for people that are easily manipulated to believe something that is absolutely not true, or to believe these conspiracies that are absolutely not true. I went to Fox or Faux News. I went to Newsmax, and I was listening to what they were saying about Signalgate, which I think is absolutely a ridiculous thing to call it, but whatever. Oh, it's no big deal. No big deal. And then they're trying to say that this reporter squirmed his way in there. Um, no. You need to take accountability. You need to show the truth about these scenarios, these situations, these incidents, this lack of judgment. You need to show that. But instead, well, Biden, and they always bring up Biden. No. So deflecting a situation that is going on and talking about something of the past that doesn't deal with the situation. Okay, because most people that can't deal with that situation knows the truth of that situation but wants to deflect it over here so you won't pay attention to the situation. You can't blame Biden for everything. You just can't. Do I feel empathy for those voters of Trump, MAGA supporters, who will have their employment stripped from them? No, I have no empathy for that. If you voted for this regime, in my opinion, you deserve what you get. And maybe that's harsh. And it's very hard for me to say, but that's how I feel. I feel that if you are okay with being cruel and racist and disgusting to a group of people through lies, they're eating the cats, they're eating the dogs, lie. If you are okay with that cruelty, then you need to be okay with what you get in return. Maybe it's karma. Maybe it's just how it goes. But no, I have no empathy for MAGA supporter Trump voters. This is what you voted for. The signs were all there. Project 2025 is a very in-depth manual, over 900 pages. And they've gone every single section of it. They've started. I said on the other video that women um, are going to feel what they've not felt in my lifetime. I'm not going to change who I am because they want to take away women's rights. That's next, ladies. And what is up with this? The president of fertility. This man sexually assaults women. Self-admitted predator. Found liable. And you think it's okay for him to call himself the president of fertility? That's like Elon Musk wanting to donate his sperm to everybody so that he can spread his seed. God help us. Ladies, they want you to breed broodmares. I said this last summer. They want babies. And they want you to have babies. They want you to have babies no matter if you were raped. They want you to have babies no matter if it will kill you. It's the plan. You know who I have empathy for? The people that work hard here and pay into a system and that are now being kidnapped off the streets. Do you know who I have empathy for? Women who are dying because they cannot get the health care, the reproductive care that they need. Do you know who I have empathy for? Everyone else except for MAGA or Trump supporters. Y'all have a great day. Hugs from a distance. Lots to do. Bye, y'all.